All right, cool. Thank you, Alexa.
Yeah,
Look who it is, everybody.
Hey.
Speaking of a tough one.
Hi.
Yeah.
See you in a little while.
I know it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Tonight we're going to say goodbye to our friend and colleague, Jim Snyder. He's retiring after 38 years in broadcasting.
We're going to hear from Jim in a second, but first, this has been a long and wild ride, and I've had a front row seat for all of it. We met in 1987, just months after he started his career. We quickly became best friends. Jim got his start, like most of us, in college, seeking his broadcast journalism degree from Washington State University, which gave him the chance to get his first on-air experience during the student-run broadcast.
This is Cable 8 News at 7.
Members of the Boeing Company's largest union have authorized its leaders to call for a strike.
He was just a 20-year-old kid, dipping his toe into the broadcasting waters for the first time, even trying his hand as a junior meteorologist.
A little cooler in Pullman today. We only had a high of 72 degrees.
Jim dreamed of this moment as a high school student in the Seattle area.
We're coming to you live.
And his dreams of becoming a professional broadcaster took shape in 1987. In Wenatchee and then Tri-Cities, Washington.
Eddie Rabbit is going to fill in for Johnny Cash, who had to drop out from his Saturday night contest. I'll hop off here. I don't think the cord would stretch that far.
But it didn't take long for him to arrive in Nevada, first in Reno in 1990.
Ready to go do some real news. Boy, am I glad I'm in Reno.
The journey into real news had its challenges.
Just a second. Okay. 3, 2, 1. There's no question that beavers are killing.
He also put his body on the line for a little fun, competing in something called a steer decorating contest at the Reno Rodeo. He would not let go of that rope as his partner tried to tie a ribbon to the steer's tail.
I guess the thoughts were stay alive, kept going through my mind. There's also a little bit of pride involved. I didn't want to let go of the rope.
And here's something you need to know about Jim. He'd rather wrangle with a 2,000-pound steer than deal with flying insects. He is deathly afraid.
Did it get you? Wow. There it is. Oh, God. I hate bees.
After surviving that close call, it was time to take the next job, this time in Las Vegas as the morning show anchor in 1991.
And good morning, I'm Jim Snyder, very glad to be joining Sunrise.
Where, as you can see, there was never a dull moment, including the time a studio guest, a parakeet, made a cameo.
You can buy raffle tickets for... Whoa, there he goes. He's on me.
It's okay.
Is he still there?
Calm down, Jim.
I have to say it's the strangest thing that's ever happened to me while I've been reading the news.
One of his favorite stories involved his favorite person, his mother, Karen. They hit the store trying to save us money on groceries.
I hit the aisles of a local supermarket along with the smartest shopper I know, my mom. This is one of your favorite things to do is hunt for bargains, right?
No.
My mom and I went cart to cart at a local Albertsons to compare prices on some supermarket staples. This is where we can do bumper cars, right?
And speaking of family pride, Jim couldn't wait to show off the pictures of his newborn son.
Here we have, this is Riley James Snyder. This is one of his favorite suits. He looks kind of like the skipper in Gilligan's Island here when the weather started getting rough. Thank you for indulging me. Now we will get on with business.
Very.
That little baby is now 32 years old, a successful architect living in Southern California. Another thing about our friend Jim, he's always up for a bit of adventure. Like the time he experienced weightlessness on a plane flight from a company called Zero G.
We're talking lunar gravity. I just lost 5/6 of my weight. Woohoo! This is amazing already.
He also met his fair share of famous people, including 3 presidents, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and Barack Obama, feeling comfortable enough to razz the president after the fierce rival of his beloved White Sox, the Chicago Cubs, won the World Series.
You're a White Sox fan.
That's exactly right.
Mr. President, for some reason, since my first Cubs game when I was 5 years old, for 41 years, I have held on to this vintage
Look at
pennant,
that.
not knowing why. But in
You know
this
what?
moment, I think I know why.
Let's hold this up for the camera.
If I were to loan you this to display here at the White House, would you come to the right side on this whole cubby
Let me
thing?
just say, this will never go up in the White House.
Lest you think he's all cattle and no hat, this is a serious journalist. The morning after the Twin Towers fell on 9/11, Jim and his photographer got into a news car in Las Vegas, and drove across the nation to report from Manhattan. They were live on the air 2 days after the attack.
We had plenty of time on the road to think about what we were about to see here in New York City and to try to get prepared for it. But as it turns out, there was no real way to prepare for this. Where that smoke is where those two twin 110-story buildings are supposed to be.
He put his life on the line in pursuit of a good story. During his 4-year stint at his hometown TV station, Como News in Seattle, he went into a burning building with firefighters as part of a training exercise.
A chance to get inside a fire, to learn how it moves, how it grows, and how it kills.
And this intensely patriotic and proud American had the privilege to follow some local veterans to the Vietnam Wall in our nation's capital.
We've been here since Saturday night, but this is really the big day for the veterans from Las Vegas who are with us.
Jim loved hitting the streets of Las Vegas for a good story, and on this day, there was no better story for a giddy Golden Knights fan than covering the victory parade for our Stanley Cup champions.
We're kind of at the back of the crowd at Toshiba Plaza, and there's kind of a satellite screen over here too, as close as we can go. Here we go again.
When Jim was in the field, he wanted to get right in the middle of the action.
Some groups are breaking off and marching up and down the street.
Like the time he covered the No Kings protest in downtown Las Vegas. Police used tear gas to disperse the crowd.
They're asking us to back out just
Right.
a little bit, but we have some arrests right down here on the ground. You can see the police finally, okay, we're still a little bit too far.
He also brought a steady hand to the most difficult of stories, like the day 3 professors were murdered on the campus of UNLV. Stories like these hit especially hard for this man with a giant heart, bringing his love of Las Vegas to the fore.
Our hearts break every time we hear about these shootings in schools or in shopping centers or churches or wherever else people gather. And as we know here in Las Vegas, it's a special kind of pain when it happens right here in our community.
He's covered the Vegas Strip implosions, including this one, when he and our Chloe Coase got obscured by a cloud of dust when the Tropicana Tower came tumbling down. But what's become clear through it all, he's handled his career with humility, professionalism, humor, and most of all, a love of television news. Truly a dream come true.
That is for sure. That is the truest words you've spoken. A dream come true, the dream job. Yep.
How are you feeling tonight?
I feel, well, first of all, you should know that we have a whole crowd here in the studio, and these people are my coworkers, but they're my friends as well. They're the best.
Yeah,
in the
come on in,
business.
everybody.
And their family, and
Here,
so
get behind us over here, Nadia. I think it'll be better if we get behind here.
leaving all of you is the hardest part of this decision, but it was clear to me that a very fulfilling career, it was time for it to come to an end. So I'm strong in my resolve that it's the right decision, but it's still it's difficult to be leaving y'all. You especially, Wags.
Yeah, we've been best buds for 38 years.
Yep. Yeah.
And he co-anchored with you for at least a half a decade.
Yeah, at least half a decade. And it's been really hitting hard because I do love you, Jim. And we had some great conversations up here and some great conversations in your office and at your home. And you're just a good person. Like I tell everybody when they ask me, because they always ask about y'all when I'm out in the public. And I said, you know what? They really are who they say they are. And you're one of the people that I can say just good through and through.
Well, right back at you. Yes, these are real people here and some of the most beautiful people I've had a chance to work with and to meet.
So now you're moving on to greener pastures. When I say that, I mean it literally and figuratively.
More animals than people.
Heading up to Wyoming, where you have a home up there, so you're getting out of Las Vegas.
Yeah, I always dreamt of retiring on a river, and I found a small town in the middle of Wyoming where I've got some riverbank. The Bighorn, it's called. If you ever are in the middle of Wyoming, it's a town called Thermopolis. It won't be hard to find me.
No,
Suddenly it's going to become very popular. Everyone's going to be flocking there.
And you know what? From the Wagner household, we thank you. We wouldn't be here in this town if it weren't for you. So 25 years we got to work with our best friend. We're going to miss you so much.
Thank you, Kimmy. What did the producer just say, 20 or 30?
Yeah, we get 20 seconds.
All right. Can I just give one last report? In 38 years, I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of people, from presidents, as you saw, to plumbers and governors to gardeners out in the rural areas, here in the city, whatever. and I can report we all have much more in common than we have differences.